want to make sure y'all can see my table. Okay. Bliss, everyone. Thank you for being patient as I adjust my screen. Okay, y'all can see this now. Hi, welcome to a brand new weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. I'm actually going to turn this camera down just a little bit more. Let me know who's tuning in today and how you're feeling. Today is a beautiful day to activate and connect to our alignment of intuition and inspiration. Yes, okay, we're here. Feeling a little anxious, Becca? No worries. Well, I'm glad you're here. We're going to tap into some messages to help you feel even more in alignment for your week. Just giving yourself some grace and some serenity today. I feel like y'all still can't really see my table that well. Let's see. Can y'all see my table very well? Let me know. And for those of you who have never tuned in before, welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is an opportunity for us to tap into the messages of this week. I provide all the spirit messages that I've received as a professional intuitive and channel and intuitive development coach. So I plug into the energy of the collective and let you know how best to move through your week with grace and ease so that anything that comes through is something that you are ready to face and really know how to best move through. So I'm super excited to provide that. We also go over all of the astrological influences of this week as well, which will be really, really helpful. And we're just also going to vibe in community energy and connection. So super grateful for that. All right, let's see if I can get this going a little bit more in tune to what I want. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit. Yes. Here we go. This is the one. Boom. Okay, y'all. I think I got it a little bit lower. Let me know if y'all can see that. Here we go. That feels better. Yes, now you can see. Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and tap in. I want to see who's joining us today. Yes. All live messages are visible. Cool. All right, let's see who's joining us today. Let me know where you're tuning in from, how you're feeling today, what's new in your world, and we're going to go ahead and get right to it. I think y'all can see my table now, which is great. And y'all know I've been really getting those things together as far as this reading situation, just wanting it to be perfect, you know? Okay, this is it. This is the angle, this is the vibe. You can see the table, you can see everything. Y'all, yeah, there's a lot of energy going on. Okay, so first of all, for those of you feeling anxious, feeling overwhelmed, let's just stop right now and take a little deep breath just to get us nice and grounded and connected. I'm so glad you're letting me know this is how you're feeling so we can really focus in on this. So let's just, before we even start with the reading today, getting nice and comfortable and relaxed. I'm gonna send a little Reiki to those of you who are needing it. This is Kemetic Reiki, Egyptian Reiki. I am a Kemetic Reiki master, so I am trained in this. And I just want to send some love and healing energy to everyone who needs it at this time in the world and this time in their lives. So just taking a couple of deep breaths at your own natural pace and releasing any tension as you exhale. Another deep breath in, opening the heart to receiving serenity and peace, and exhaling, releasing tension. And another deep breath, biggest one yet, expanding with the heart center, welcoming in light of source, your angels, your guides, your higher self. And exhaling to release any energy that doesn't serve you. Just breathing deeply at your own natural pace, giving yourself a chance to just be present here in this moment. Present in the here and now. feeling aligned and whole and complete in this moment. And feeling love and gratitude to yourself for showing up today, sending yourself some unconditional love, and no matter what you're feeling. And sending some love and gratitude to your guides for showing up today and for being here to receive messages from them, the things you need to hear to help you move through this week, feeling more at ease and more connected to your own intuition and inner knowing. And so it is. Bringing yourself back, waking yourself back up. Yeah. You know, sometimes it's nice to do a little meditation before we start these readings. So thank you all for your patience in allowing that to come through. I know it takes a little extra time, but I think it's worth it to just be more centered, more relaxed, more present here, and more in awareness that you are not alone, you're supported, and everything is going to be okay, because it is. So let me know how that helped for those of you who are feeling a little anxious and overwhelmed. And for those of you who are just joining, thank you for coming in at such a great time. What's up, Kevin? Yes, I am growing up. Tomorrow is my birthday, my solar return. I got my beautiful Labradorite spirit today, by the way. I'm sending y'all some extra magic with this guy. But yes, so hopefully that has served you well, everyone. But let's go ahead and start today's reading, okay? Because it is a powerful, powerful week. It is Gemini season. And yes, it is my solar return tomorrow, which I'm super excited about. And this is just a really important time for me personally, but also for the collective, because I'm going to break down some pretty epic numerological influences of this week. We did talk about the portal that we've been in since 5/15, May 15th. That portal is continuing and actually completing this week with some integration period following that. So we're going to talk about that and all the creative energy and manifestation power that's available to us. But before we get into that, let's do a quick review of last week's cards so that we know where we're kicking off from, so we can know what we're propelling into. So last week's cards, the first card of the beginning of the week was the music card. So letting us know that we were going to be activated with a lot of music energy, a lot of connection in that, a lot of alignment to our creative expression and the way in which music influences us and the way in which we influence through music. So really powerful to tap into our connection with rhythm and vibration. Then in the middle of the week, we had the Mystic Potions card, letting us know that we were activating more of our magic skills, our mysticism, our mojo, if you will, that part of us that is magical and magnetic, and that we were really stepping into more ability to create with that and manifest with that. Really, really cool. And then at the end of the week, we pulled the Keep It in Check card. So keeping your ego in check, keeping your shadow in check, keeping your karma in check, keeping yourself in check, your self-care in check, all that stuff. Just allowing ourselves to really keep ourselves in check. That Saturn Retrograde happening, those tough love lessons, those things letting us know, okay, it's time to get to work, it's time to stay aware of what needs to be tamed in order for our highest good. Some of that maturation energy as well. So Saturn did go direct on Saturday, so that was also really powerful. So we are going to be feeling a lot more of those mature inspirations or those decision-making energies. So we're going to talk a little bit about that this week as well. All right, but let's go ahead and kick off with our spirit messages of this week. This week we're covering June 5th, which is today, 2022, all the way to June 12th, 2022. And of course, we know 2022 is a 6th year. We're in the 6th month. So we've got a lot of 6 codes activating this week, which we are going to talk about. We also know that from the annual card reading that I did all the way back in January for 2022, where I pulled a card for every single month of 2022, June's card is change. And so we are in the middle of change. We are actually stepping into change, more appropriately said, because we're only a week into June, but it kind of feels like the changes have been happening so much we're like deep in it. I don't know about you, but that's how it feels for me. So the changes occurring right now, the transformations, the shifts, the transitions happening really deeply. So we're going to continue with that theme this month. We're going to notice how change affects us and also how our relationship with change gets to also change through that. So this is going to be a really beautiful opportunity for us to do some shadow work around change and also to manifest through the changes that we're seeing occur in our life, okay? So let's start with the first spirit message of the week. Of course, like you know, I'm going to be reading off of the messages that I received throughout the week in preparation for this reading, but I'll also be pulling cards in real time to add to these messages. That's how we do it every single reading. So let's go ahead and start with the first spirit message. The first spirit message is falling forward, okay? That is the actual title of this reading. That was what was ringing in my third eye and my mind's eye, all in my clear audience, like falling forward, falling forward, falling forward. And I'm like, what does this even mean? And finally, Spirit was able to break it down for me, which was really exciting. And the message is that we're falling forward instead of falling behind, okay? Now we have to think about it, think about what it feels like, I think it might be easier for some of you, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll change this with this conversation, to think about what it feels like to fall behind in something, right? That feeling of falling behind, it kind of sneaks up on you. It kind of takes you out of left field. You're like, wait, where did this come from? How am I falling? How did I fall this far behind, right? It kind of just hits you. But at the same time, when you reflect on it, you realize how you've been falling behind, right? And you can even sense that feeling of what it feels like when you're starting to fall behind in something, that sense of like needing to catch up, feeling like that sense of responsibility creeping in, like that kind of tough love energy, like that Saturn energy saying like, hey, you should probably get to this. You should probably get more disciplined or, kind of be a little bit more on top of this, right? That sense of what it feels like to fall behind, you kind of like surrender to it though, right? Like when you're falling behind, if you really fall super behind, you end up falling into it. You end up surrendering to that feeling instead of changing it or shifting it so that you don't fall behind, right? And that's kind of where the regret comes in, where you're like, oh man, I wish I would have shifted that energy back when I started to feel like I was falling behind, because now I'm at this place where I'm like really behind because I kind of surrendered to that, right? Are y'all feeling me? Can you relate to this? Can you resonate with this? Is this something that you experience in your life or have before? Because this is a really relatable energy. I think in my life I've felt this. And so when we feel that sense of falling behind, it's kind of a sense of surrender. We kind of allow it to happen. And there's a sense of kind of detachment that happens to the outcome when we fall behind. We're kind of like, oh, it'll be fine. Like we'll take care of it later. Everything will work out, right? That's where the procrastination energy shows up as well, which we've talked about last month with patience versus procrastination. So make sure to go check that message out because that one was really powerful. So when you're feeling that sense of falling behind, that's all the things that happen, like this sense of surrender, this sense of just kind of letting it happen, the sense of it creeping up on you, and this sense of kind of just not being too attached to the outcome of it and just letting it happen, right? 100%. You feel it. You're feeling it, right? So the same aspect of falling behind can happen in falling forward. The same aspects that we're just talking about with falling behind happens when we fall forward. It's the same formula. It's just applied at a different part of the spectrum, in a different direction or trajectory of the spectrum, okay? Falling behind is like a release, letting go is surrendering into just kind of letting things get off track, right? And in the same breath, if you're falling forward, you're kind of surrendering and falling into allowing, trusting, releasing connection to the outcome, but just allowing yourself to fall forward into progression, into success, into prosperity, into the forward movement, okay? So it's the same formula, but the energy is different in our perception. Our perception is what shifts the energy. our perception of, are we falling behind or are we falling forward? And really, if we are focusing on the actions that align to a perception of falling forward, then we're going to fall forward. If we align to actions that reflect a perception of falling backward, we're going to fall backward. Does that make sense? So perceptions of falling forward or actions that align to that would be things like expecting positive things, speaking positive things into existence, allowing the truth that you are abundance, the truth that you are success, the truth that you are always taken care of, the truth that you are supported, to be what you trust and surrender to, right? That's where the surrender comes in. And then making the actions being meditation, staying on your spiritual practice, aligning with your consciousness and your intuition and following that and trusting that. Doing the things to keep your energy clear enough to hear your intuition, right? Letting yourself trust in your authentic desires, knowing that that's natural inspiration from source flowing through you, right? Staying in abundant mentality. These are the actions that allow you to fall and surrender even more forward into that positive perspective that aligns to that movement forward. Does that make sense? And then if you think about, what you do to fall behind, it's probably ignoring a lot of those things, right? Or doing the opposite of a lot of those things. You're acting on a perception that's opposite of forward movement. Does that make sense? So that's how we are going to really shift and change our month for the better. We're also going to be stepping into more of the trusting of the unfolding in our success by doing what we know we need to do to keep that timeline or that energy potent, that energy strong within us, so that we can continue to magnetize that energy perspective, that energy manifestation. Does this make sense? Let me know if you're following me. I want to hear from you. I'm going to pull a card on this to bring it in even more. But falling forward instead of falling behind. These cards have been so active lately. I'm gonna shuffle a different way. That's what they needed. They needed a little cleanse. Shuffle, a solid shuffle. Okay. Oh yeah, it's much better. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here for this message of falling forward. How do we fall forward? How do we allow ourselves to surrender to the forward momentum that is already at play in our lives? How do we allow that to manifest even more clearly? Stay in serenity. Prioritize your serenity. When you have a serenity consciousness, a peace of mind, a sense of just relaxation and ease and grace about things, where you're not feeling tense or worried or stressed, but you're feeling serene, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling open, you're feeling receptive to the changes that put you in the right place at the right time to manifest the success of movement forward. That's how you fall into that forward momentum. Falling forward is serenity. Serenity is the conduit. Serenity is the conduit to falling forward. Okay? A serenity mindset, a serenity embodiment, a serenity spirit. That's how we fall forward, okay? Trusting in the unfolding with a serenity consciousness. So use serenity as your tool to fall forward. Whenever you're feeling a little tense or stressed about moving forward or your success, or you're feeling some of that shadow creep in or ego creep in or fears or lack creep in, prioritize your serenity to get back onto that positive alignment, perspective, and action, okay? All right, loves, I hope you're feeling this. I hope you're sensing this stuff. Okay, I see you. What's up, Monarch Mindfulness? Good to see you. Yes. All right, the next message is body care. Okay, body care has been coming up in a lot of the content lately, And this is transmuting energy through the body. This is what's happening. This is what's occurring. We're transmuting energy through the body. And so when we are transmuting energy through the body, we end up feeling that sense of, you know, stagnancy in certain areas. We can feel even pressure or tension. We can feel soreness. We can feel muscle aches or pinched nerves because energy is not moving through. Transmuting energy in the body is really changing negative energy or stagnant energy into light. And the process of that is not always graceful when we are not doing the work to allow our body to process that energy appropriately. If we're not stretching regularly, if we're not taking our spiritual baths regularly or showers, if we're not allowing ourselves to connect more to our sense of, you know, protection and energy, you know, that's really important because that allows for energy to move and cleanse through our body. If we're not doing that regularly, then the energy gets stuck. And then our body tries to transmute it all at once and it gets clogged or it gets, you know, stagnant or sticky, and it gets hard to process it. So we're noticing that this is happening, especially in the collective, because there's been so much energy to process and transmute in the collective. Obviously, with all those Aries placements we spoke about last week, we even talked about it in the Bone Shaman reading, you know, this energy of duality showing up, which is necessary, but also really tough on the collective, can be really heavy on the collective. But definitely something that needs to be seen to be transmuted. So when we're transmuting that energy, it can feel like a lot. And for those of you that are empaths, it can definitely feel really heavy and even painful physically in that transmutation process. So this is why body care is essential. Eating the right foods, drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated, staying cleansed, energetically and physically, getting enough rest, and making sure you're listening to your body and what it needs. Does it need stretching today? Does it need exercise? Does it need sunlight? Does it need rest, right? And doing the things that you know you are being called to do, okay? So let's get a little card on that with body care, because that one is also a big message. How many of you out there have been getting some messages within yourself, your intuition kind of telling you need to switch some things up with your diet, switch some things up with your activity or the things that you're doing physically to take care of yourself? If that's you, this message is important for you especially, and it's so vital to listen to it, because eventually when we don't listen to that message over and over again, that it just gets louder and louder, and our physical body will end up screaming at us through disease and disorder if we don't listen to the subtle things it's trying to tell us beforehand. This card, y'all. Need I say more? The literal transmutation card. Body care through transmuting energy in the body, and then I pulled the transmutation card. Wow, Archangel Michael, and then we've got Thoth there as well, which is Tahuti, and such a powerful guide for recording the way in which energy shifts throughout time, and thus he is the alchemist of our awareness, the one that is our master teacher of alchemy and transmutation. So we're getting this directly from the masters here, saying, the ascended masters saying this is important. Transmute things through the body. Yes, Danielle, I see you. Definitely important to listen to your body, pay attention to what your body's telling you, and do what it says before it screams louder. No reason to wait for that when we already know what we need to take care of, okay? So transmute energy through the body, use the energy of light to shower light upon you, use the energy of the cosmos to assist you and support you, use your own wisdom of your own cleansing practices and physical practices that help you transmute energy based on what you need, because everybody's different, right? Everybody has a different way of transmuting energy, so honor the way that is best for you, okay? All right, the next spirit message, we're moving right along, is destiny is calling, okay? Will you answer? Destiny is calling, will you answer? If destiny called you right now, this idea of destiny, this concept of your destiny, your purpose in life, your soul's mission. If it called you right now and it said, hey, this is me, I'm your soul's mission, this is what we're doing together, this is the plan, I need you to do A, B, and C, and drop everything and do these things so that you can step into that path and be fully embodied in your destiny in this life, in this world. If destiny called you and said all those things and gave you a list of things to do, would you answer? First of all, would you pick up the phone? Or would you just be too scared? Like, oh my gosh, it's destiny. Like, I don't know. It's my whole destiny. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know if I can handle that. Would you even answer? First of all, hopefully that's a yes. If you've been rocking with my readings long enough, I hope that we've gotten you to at least a yes on that you will answer the call of your destiny. That is my number one goal in these readings, is to help you answer that call. And so I hope that at least you would answer it. But then from there, will you do the things that destiny asks you to do to step into that expression of it, to really embody it, to really receive that full, successful, fulfilling expression of your purpose in this life? Would you actually do the things, especially if they were things that were a little bit risky, that made you step into a leap of faith, that made you take a risk on yourself that you didn't expect to have to take, that made you maybe leave a bunch of stuff behind that's been comfortable for you, even though it hasn't really been serving you? Would you do all those things? Or would that be like the part where you'd be like, nope, I can't, I don't think I can, I'm gonna tap out, right? So will you answer yes or no? Will you do the things that destiny asks you to do to step into it, yes or no? And then finally, will you believe and trust that that destiny is yours? Or will you have an imposter syndrome where you let it go and you say, it's too much. I'm starting to step into it, starting to feel like a real thing, and who am I to think that this is real? Who am I to step into this? Who am I to honor and own this? Or is that where you'll tap out? Or do you think you just wouldn't tap out at all and you're like, no, Rissa, I got it. I'm gonna say, yes on all these, I am not tapping out on none of it. Where are you at? Where are you at on the spectrum? Are you at a 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, or are you like, you unlimited? Let me hear you. Because I really want to know this, and I want you to really sit with it. I know everybody wants to say, I'm unlimited. But let's really think about it. Would you be willing to leave everything behind, the comfort zone that you have in your life? How big of a leap of faith would you be willing to take? How big of an investment is too big of an investment on yourself, on your mastery, on your purpose? Right? How much dedication, discipline, energy, sacrifice is too much? Right? Where is your limit? Where are you limited? Okay? Because destiny is calling you. And right now we're being faced with the challenges and tests that show us where our limits are in answering that call. And if we don't notice those limiting tests that are showing up, then we're not going to be able to clear them in order to answer that call in the fullness that we need to step into it, right? So ask yourself, where are you on that spectrum? And where do you need to expand? Where do you get to expand? And do you need help? Because if you need help, I got you. If you need some spiritual mentorship and support through that, I got you. But ask yourself where you're at with that, because destiny is calling and we are being tested on if we are going to keep pushing, if we're going to keep continuing through with what we know we need to do to step into that full purpose. Or are we going to get scared and go back to the comfort zone, go back to the limiting place, right? It's important to not go back to the limiting place. We got to break out. Okay? Yes. Say yes to the call. Goodbye to being stuck to the familiar. Yes, Monarch Mindfulness. I love it. Monarch Mindfulness went through the coaching program that I've had, both of them. And she's definitely beamed out of the limiting aspects of the old energy that she was in. And I know a lot of you are doing the same, and a lot of you are ready for the same. Some of you haven't done it yet, but you're ready. So take it from these other luminaries, take it from me as the one that's really been really going through that. I mean, I feel like I level up and burst out of a comfort zone every freaking week, honestly. But it's part of it. And actually, when you start to do that in a smaller scale, then you start to do it in bigger scales and more repeatedly, until eventually you're just always doing that and you get comfortable there. And it's really beautiful because that's where you're always growing. And so let yourself honor and answer the call of your destiny. Let yourself trust in those who've done it and their path and their credibility in that, so that you can feel even more confident in the way that you're being called to do that. And trust in the calling. Trust in what's calling you to your success, what's calling you to your evolution, what's calling you to your growth. And ask yourself where you're limiting yourself in experiencing that. Because if you're afraid of it, or you're afraid to invest in it, time, energy, money, whatever, then that's a limit that you're putting on the expression and manifestation of that success and purpose, okay? So let's feel into the destiny energy. I'm going to pull a Voyager card with this because this is kind of our modern tarot, and really good for destiny work as far as our growth through our path, our soul's journey, especially in this present time, okay? Yes, and of course, y'all, if you are interested in mentorship, just reach out to me, readsbyrissa@gmail.com. There are 3 more spots available, 3 spots, only 3 spots left for my coaching program, to sign up, and it'll change your life. It really will. All right, y'all. Confusion is the message here. Some of you are confused about what your destiny even is. Some of you are confused on how to take the steps to embody it. Some of you are confused about what is an appropriate sacrifice and what is not to step into your destiny. Some are confused on what to do. And so if you're confused, if you're battling confusion, what are you doing to clear the confusion? Or are you just going to sit in the confusion? Because that's the first step. The first step is clearing the confusion. The first step is deciding and choosing to no longer operate in that state of being, to do something about it, to get the information or experience or wisdom, or to step into a sense of certainty, to start to shift that confusion, to change it, like that June card, okay? So how can you shift out of confusion? By allowing yourself the information, the wisdom, the practice necessary to give yourself an answer. You know, we always will sit in confusion, like, and get comfortable there. So many people do, like, oh, well, I'm just confused. I don't know, I'm just confused. Well, what are you going to do about not knowing? Like, are you going to go out and find the answer? Are you going to go seek? Are you going to go explore? Are you going to go discover more about yourself or the world, or, you know, the energy of intuition or purpose, fulfillment, or whatever it is, success that in the industry you're wanting, like whatever, go look for that information that you feel like is going to give you the answer. And even if you don't know if it'll give you the answer or not, if you have an inkling it will, that's your spirit giving you a guidance, okay? So trust that and go forward, and I bet you it will give you some information that will clear some confusion. And every time you do that, you'll get more and more certain and less confused, until one day you know exactly where you need to be or what you're doing and what to do to get there, okay? And if you need spiritual support to help clear the confusion, this is what the coaching program does. This is what we work through in every call. We talk about what's coming up, what's confusing, what's tough, what's challenging. What are you wanting from your life, and how are you activating it, and what's not activating it, what is, and how do we move through that energy with a consciousness and intention that actually moves the energy to where you want it to be. And the life that you live shifts in epic ways because of it. So don't deny yourself of that experience if it's calling you, okay? And don't deny yourself of whatever destiny is calling you at this time. Let yourself answer it, okay? And let yourself clear confusion to do so. The next message is open to receiving, okay? Open to receiving, creating any words around receiving, clearing any wounds. I couldn't even read my message. Clearing any wounds around receiving. Okay, clearing any wounds around receiving. Wow, this message has been wanting to come through for a couple of weeks, but it has been taking its time because for some reason Spirit said this is the week, not earlier. but this message has been creeping in a lot. And oh, thank you, Monarch, for the beautiful words. I appreciate that so much, y'all. Definitely read Monarch Mindfulness's comment about the program. Thank you so much. But yeah, this energy of receiving and the way in which we often have wounds around receiving things. How many of you feel a little bit tense or anxious or overwhelmed or even fearful or intimidated or just vulnerable, you know, whenever you're given the opportunity to receive something big or receive something amazing that you really wanted? Do you get a little, I don't know, right? That feeling of feeling wounded around that. What's the trauma there? What's the trauma there? Ask yourself, what is the trauma around receiving? Because when we identify the trauma around receiving and we start to break through that trauma, we start to crack open that energy that feels stuck and painful or icky to open up to. When we break it open, we start to realize what's underneath. Why is it so difficult to receive? What have we been telling ourselves that says that we can't or we're not worthy of receiving? And why? And we start to expose those wounds around receiving, right? And letting yourself, afraid that the other shoe is going to drop. Okay, yeah, for sure. That feeling of that feels like it's hard to receive because you're like, if I receive this and it feels good, then there's something that's going to happen that's not going to, and that's going to cancel out the good feeling, right? That perspective, that limiting belief, right? That's one of those limiting beliefs that have you fall behind, right? Or have you fall into that negative energy. And so, or even can keep you from answering the call of your destiny, right? Thinking that, oh, well, what if I answer the call of my destiny and it feels so good, and then all of a sudden everything is ruined, right? Or something else is ruined. We have to release those wounds because those are the things, those are the beliefs, those are the embodied emotions that are keeping us manifesting those types of experiences and keeping us looped in that and separate from the actual energy of success and abundance and alignment, okay? So by opening up to receiving and clearing those wounds, we're able to actually receive our purpose, we're able to actually receive our destiny, we're able to actually fall forward and surrender of the positive momentum of our life because we are not waiting for the other foot to drop or expecting something negative to happen or staying closed to what we are meant to receive, okay? So it's super important to clear any wounds around receiving and notice where they're at so that you can do that shadow work, okay? This is also, we're going to be talking about karma in a second as well. And that was a card for us. Radical self-acceptance here. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself, okay? So this idea of being open to receiving, if you're not open to receiving things in your life, or even at a certain scale, maybe you can receive at some level, but then at this bigger level, you kind of start to close down. That's a direct sign of your level of radical self-acceptance. That means that you don't accept yourself enough at that level to receive at that level. You're saying, I'm not worthy of this level. I'm okay with this level. I accept myself worthy at this level. I can see how I'm worthy to receive it down here. But once we get to this kind of level of receiving, I'm not really worthy of that. I'm going to close down. That's saying that you don't accept yourself. I'm not worthy is saying I don't accept myself as worthy enough to receive this other level or higher level of receiving. Why? Right? This is an upper limiting belief. This is what Gay Hendricks talks about in The Big Leap. And so we want to make sure that we are clearing these upper limiting beliefs by having radical self-acceptance and recognizing that we are perceived the way we perceive ourselves. So when we say that we're not worthy of receiving, then the universe says, okay, fine. I'll perceive you that way too. If you perceive yourself that way, I perceive you that way too. So we need to step into a place of, I am worthy of receiving all of it. We can have it all. I am worthy of receiving the financial abundance, the community abundance, the romantic abundance, the serenity abundance, right? The intuitive abundance, the spiritual abundance, the fulfillment, the purpose abundance. Be open to all of it, okay? This is how you stay open to receiving, and this is how you release anything that is limiting it, by having radical self-acceptance. I accept myself as worthy to have it all, okay? That's what we get. And look at how worthy she is. Look at how beautiful that is. The regalness, the acceptance. You know, even though she has had, you know, her breasts removed and she's got scars and wounds, she's imperfect, she's flawed, but she is worthy. She has radical self-acceptance. She perceives herself as worthy, and therefore she is. Therefore she is, okay? Beautiful message with that. So hopefully you are open to receiving more with that. I've seen some messages come through, so I'm just checking. Kevin said, what's up with the candles? Yes, so good to see all of you. All right, thank y'all for tapping in, tuning in, vibing with me. Y'all, I had the best performance of my life. The best performance of my life on Friday, for real. The best performance of my life. The whole city came out. We had a whole squad. We had a tribe out there of healers and light workers activating a vortex of light and love in downtown Phoenix during First Friday, the most epic night in downtown Phoenix every month. It was magical. And we did it all when Mercury went direct. The night Mercury went direct on the 3rd. Wow. Right before Saturn went retrograde. Wow. So it was powerful, y'all. So I'm going to be doing a little e-list message about that just in my reflections of that performance. So be on the lookout for my e-list. If you haven't joined my e-list, then definitely use the description links in the weekly readings and join the e-vibes list, the vibes e-list. Because that's where you'll also get new information about my deals and specials before anybody else hears about them, which there is a new one that I'm finally announcing today that my e-list people already heard about last week. So you don't want to miss those early announcements, because you can definitely get ahead of the scene when you tap into that. And also just hear more things about my life, which I'll be sharing more through the e-list. So definitely sign up with that. But anyway, I'll talk more about my show in a second. But before I do that, let's talk about the tests and trials, okay? This is the next spirit message. Tests and trials to find out what you're worth. Y'all know what this song is? Y'all know that bar? Tests and trials to find out what you're worth. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, okay? It wouldn't be Gemini season without a little shadow work, let's be real. It just wouldn't, okay? And that's just, it is the season, okay? Gemini season is duality season. The 6th month of the year is the 6th energy, duality consciousness, an energy of 3 and 3, the twins there, allowing for a balance, a harmony of the spectrum of creation. Okay, we talked a lot about the spectrum of creation last week. We're going to continue to talk about it throughout this whole entire month, because it is the 6th month of a 6th year, y'all, and we are stepping into this powerful energy of the 6th. And part of that is recognizing the shadow work that comes with it. How are you being tested? How are you being tried in your judgments from source? What is source showing you? What is Saturn showing you on what you need to get better at, do better at, stand stronger in, and tidy up things energetically on, so that you can be in your highest expression of self, right? And that helps you to find out what you're worth, what you're made of, you know, what you're able to achieve, what you're capable to maintain and sustain. This is an energy of activation of your power in such a way. Without the tests and trials, you can't feel your strength. You can't even exhibit your strength. You don't even know what you're made of. And so that's what the song Shadow Work is all about. So definitely listen to that when you're feeling like you're being tested and you're being tried by the universe, in order to show what you're made of and to prove your worth and to prove that you got this, not just to the universe, because the universe already knows, but it's more so to yourself. You're proving it to yourself so that you can embody that mentality and step more into that open to receiving that we just talked about, right? That radical self-acceptance is powerful. So honor the tests and trials that are happening to find out what you're worth. Do the shadow work. It's June. It's time. It's not going to be as crazy as it was in January and December and January, November even. That shadow work was intense and insane. but we're doing so much better now. So we've got a hang on it with this 6th year. So continue the shadow work appropriately for more of your activation, okay? Pulling a card from the dragon deck. Wow, that was beautiful how it just flew out of there like a little dragon. Dragon wisdom, dragon wisdom. I love these little dragons. I think I might get a little dragon like that tattooed because he's so cute. So cute. Anyway, dragon wisdom. We dragons send you the right teacher at the right time, y'all. Check in with your guidance and follow the signs. A wise mentor will soon be revealed. If y'all are feeling like you need a teacher, a mentor, this may be your sign. Y'all know I got three spots left in the coaching program for this year. And it's going to be powerful, at least for the next, for the summer, I should say. I may be able to open up some more spots in the fall, but things are shifting a lot right now. I'm doing a lot of music tours and stuff like that, so coming up. But dragon wisdom, okay? If you are feeling like you need a wise mentor will soon be revealed. And the dragons are sending you the right teacher at the right time. So check in with your guidance and follow the signs, literally right there, okay? So if you feel like you need some wisdom, some mentorship, some spiritual support, I got you. Reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. And I got some offers for all of you. I got offers for anybody, you know, no matter what your, what your goals are, I've got something for you. The biggest thing that I ask of you is to be ready to commit and to put in the energy that is required to get you the results that you're wanting. You have to put in the same amount of energy as the energy equivalent of what you're asking for. Otherwise, you're not going to get that energy equivalent of what you're asking for. Your universe works off of equal energy exchange, so you've got to put in what you want, and that's also the number 6 energy, okay? Conceiving what you want to receive, putting the energy in to conceive what you want to receive back, okay? All right, so the next spirit message off of that is subconscious programming, realizations, and redirections. This is actually a really great time to talk about the karmic energy that is still coming up as a reflection from last week. Karma is a map, okay? It is a map of our lessons in our life, and we are going to be using more awareness of our karma and the way in which we are flowing through karma and transmuting our karma as ways to map out what lessons we're learning and what lessons we still need to do better at learning. And the way that we do that is a powerful transmuting process. And so I'm going to be hosting a masterclass on that at the end of June. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be talking about karma and creativity and manifestation as well, and transmutation, all those things all at once. And so I'm really excited about that. I haven't picked a date for that yet, but I am going to be doing that masterclass. So anybody interested in that, please go ahead and send me a message on email, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Just let me know that you're interested in the Karma Masterclass so that I can make sure to put you on the list and notify you directly when I select a date. But also check the e-list, make sure you sign up for that because I will be sharing it there. But ultimately, the subconscious programming, realizations, and real directions, when we recognize those lessons we're learning, we recognize the way in which we are learning those lessons and gaining wisdom to clear anything that we've been kind of programmed by. That is really where we get to do that redirection of subconscious programming. And so it shifts our perspectives, you know, analyzing our karma, learning the lessons we need to learn, recognizing the patterns in that, show us the subconscious programming that help us to redirect what we need to redirect so we can have a more positive programming that we create within ourselves to get us where we need to go. So we're going to notice how subconscious programming starts to surface. We're going to see how things we've been taught, things we've been told, things that we see in media, things that we consume in conversation or interaction is actually programming a lot of our life and creating a lot of our reality. And the more you all realize that, the more you will start to be able to shift your perspectives to clear that and redirect it to a reality that is more appropriate to you and what you want in your life. Okay, does that make sense? Are these messages making sense? Y'all feeling it? Let me know. I want to hear from you. I want to make sure y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. You feel me? So shifting perspectives based on redirecting away from subconscious programming that doesn't serve you, okay? That's the energy of this week. It's a transmuting energy. Again, this change, this energy of change happening during the June month, the 6th month of the year, 6 being creative, 6 being conception, 6 being alchemy as well. So these things are all coming together in a beautiful way. So some of the subconscious programming is trapped in this need to forgive. So some of you are programmed away from forgiveness, or your programming is keeping you from giving some forgiveness in areas you need to. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, some grace. And so in order to redirect some of that programming, inviting an energy of forgiveness and unconditional love is going to really help things ascend. Okay? So this card says, holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness is in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. So the subconscious programming that they're saying here is that it's resentment and anger. Your subconscious programming that links you to resentment and anger is what is keeping you from your power and from your positive perspectives and potential. So you've got to clear resentment and anger programming. So any subconscious programming around resentment and anger. What things are you watching? What music are you listening to? What friends are you interacting with and gossiping with that's reinforcing the subconscious programming of resentment and anger? Get that out of your life. Clear that out of your life. Clear the programming of resentment and anger out of your life. Let's do a detox of resentment and anger detox. No more resentment, no more anger. How long can you go without letting those emotions consume you, or letting yourself interact or even entertain those emotions? I challenge you for a week. Let me know how it goes. Because that can really, and you use forgiveness to clear that. So you can use forgiveness instead of resentment and anger. How can I send forgiveness to this instead of resentment? How can I send forgiveness to this instead of anger? That's how you transmute it. And that's going to actually open up for us a lot of opportunity to create a reality in a positive way. All right, y'all. The last messages here I'm going to kind of put together, well, maybe in 2 messages. This one is really this energy of creativity with the energy of 6. Let's talk about the energy of 6 real quick. So the portal of creativity that we talked about in May 15th, 5/15/2022 is when it started, and then it spiraled and started to build momentum. And now it is closing at the end of this week. Actually, really, it's closing tomorrow, but we're integrating it for the next 10 days after. So Tomorrow is the 6th, which is my birthday, my solar return. This portal day happens to end on my birthday, which is really cool. And the energy of the 6 is powerful, and I'm activating a lot of it to the point where I'm calling myself the 6 goddess, because there is such a powerful 6 energy present in my life right now, and it has been a message from my higher self that I'm embodying as this goddess of 6 energy. And so the energy of the 6, let me break it down for you, because I know I talked a little bit about it in the Bone Shaman reading. I talked a little bit about it in the couple weeks before, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. But the energy of 6 is the energy of creation. I even talked about this in the beginning of the year when we talked about the 6th year. So I know I'm probably reiterating it, but repetition is helpful for all of us to subconsciously program ourselves to the power of creativity and manifestation, and how to use that to manifest greatness. So that is what the 6 does. It helps us manifest greatness through allowing us to put in whatever we are wanting in conception so that we can receive it in manifestation. And so our intentions, our communication, speaking things into existence, doing ceremony to cultivate energy and manifest it, co-creating with others in alignment to manifest things and create things. Allowing yourself to conceive through sex magic or sensual practices, kundalini energy. There's also the opportunity to connect with spirit and channel messages, channel communication directly from spirit that helps you create. This is where our heart and our throat chakra get to play, and our other chakras, but the heart is really where we have the magnetism and the manifestation energy. The throat is how we kind of express it into the world physically, okay? And then we want to ground it in through practice and things like that with root chakra and creative energy with sacral and stuff like that. So this energy of the 6 is powerful. It is activated with the 6th month of the year, and the 6th year, 2022 being a 6th year. And tomorrow is the 6th day of the 6th month of a 6th year. And, you know, I've had to really clear a lot of the demonization around the number 6 my whole life, because my birthday's always been 6/6. And ever since a kid, I was, you know, told, I was like, oh, you're a demon, like, get away from me, your birthday's 6/6, like, oh no. You know, kids are mean. But it was actually important for me to experience that, because it helped me to transmute the awareness of my 6 energy and the way in which I was connected to that. That's why I have 616 on my wrist, because it's the alignment to the 6. It's the 6 being who I've always been, you know, but then me aligning with the 1 to the true 6 energy, and that journey of that. And so I am really such a great mentor for this energy of the 6, which is creativity, which is manifestation, which is cosmic and spiritual communication and channeling that. And I'm turning 33, which is my master teacher year, on 6/6/2022. So that's also a 6. 33 equals 6 numerologically. I'm also 6 feet tall even. And I just actually did my 6th performance in 6 months on Friday, which actually was my technical astrological birthday, because the sun was in Gemini, the moon was in Cancer, which is my actual astrological signs. And so I activated 6 energy on that day as well. And so the 6 is manifestation, it's creativity, it's awareness of the spectrum of duality so that you can use it to create what you desire. And that is also why, as this activation of the 6 goddess within me is being activated on this portal ending tomorrow, I've also decided to bring forth a 6-week program. It's an accountability boost camp, okay? Not boot camp, because I don't want to boot you out of anything or give you the boot. We're not kicking anything, but it's a 6-week accountability boost camp, okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using 6 weeks, the energy of the 6 in the 6th month activation to change your year around in 6 weeks or less. And we're going to be covering a lot of things. You're going to get a 6-month forecast with this. You're going to get 2 meditations with this. You're going to get follow-up readings to assist you in grounding in the changes that you're activating. You're going to get weekly one-on-one support, daily check-ins, priority focuses and prompts. You're going to get little weekly lectures about certain aspects of manifestation to help you stay accountable and disciplined and devoted to your goals and to accelerate into your goals with that accountability. And you're also going to get some manifestation mantras personalized to you, as well as community support as well, and some extra discounts off of additional readings and services. It is a powerful 6-week program, all crammed into 6 weeks to turn your entire year around in 6 weeks or less. So if you're interested in the 6-week accountability boost camp and you want to know all of the things that I am learning about the activation of manifestation through the power of 6, I'm definitely excited to share an intro with you on that through this program, and we're really going to still go pretty deep with this in 6 weeks. So if you're interested, it's only $616 USD right now to sign up. $616 USD, 616 USD to sign up. It is on sale until, I was going to do it until tomorrow, but I think I'm going to extend it until the 10th. I'm feeling called to extend it. So let's actually extend it till the 9th. I'm feeling like just extending it 3 more days. We'll use that power of 9 energy for those of you who need a little more time. And you can also set up at a payment plan if you want to. We'll just have to make sure it aligns to the 6-week process. But if you're wanting that, let me know as well. You can sign up through an email by sending me an email, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, with the subject line Boost Camp, and then we'll talk about the details and you can let me know what feels good to you. But we are starting it this month, okay? So you want to get in, and before the 9th, you want to really honor that sale price of $616 before it goes to its regular price or closer to it, which is more close to the 700s, okay? So definitely click in with me on that. This powerful energy of the 6 is being activated, this opportunity for us to manifest greatness through our ability to step into our creative power, our conscious communication with spirit, our social ability, and also our awareness of duality, okay? So let's pull a card on that 6 energy, activating through creativity and that heart, throat chakra energy as well. Practically just pulled 6 cards, but that was not the answer. Okay. Yes, y'all. How y'all feeling with this accountability boost camp? If you are feeling like, man, I just have these goals and I feel stuck, I'm not getting there. I don't know why I can't be accountable. I don't know why I'm struggling to be disciplined or struggling to step into the actions I know I need to take to turn my year around, or I don't know why I'm feeling so overwhelmed and heavy to where I can't really get out of my mood enough to create something better for myself. If that's you, and you need that accountability, you need that support, you need that push to get you going, to build the momentum. Listen, we only have 6 months left of 2022, and it's a 6 year, so we literally need to put the energy into our year that we want to receive back from it. So if you're struggling in putting that energy in, being accountable and activating your goals, this program is worth the investment because it's going to give you the payoff that you want. And it's going to give you the accountability and the momentum and the support that you need to do it. So I'm here for you. This is why it was designed, okay? So answer the call and trust the process. Trust that it will be the solution to manifesting even more abundance in your life. Rituals of righteousness comes up with this 6 energy. This means action. This means acting on what you know you need to act on in order to manifest the magic that you're asking for. This is literally what we're talking about. Rituals of righteousness means that we have to perform certain things, acts, discipline things, like staying in our alignment to our light, being devoted to our mission, doing the practical things that keep us, keep our goal progressing, and making sure that we use our spiritual magic to infuse that action with intention, so that we really, really get the results we want. It says, you are undergoing an initiation. A new level of magic is flowing through you now. Do a simple ritual to honor and affirm your new gifts and new intentions. Though things may feel unknown or mysterious, know this. You are right where you need to be. You can use the affirmation, I allow the highest vibrational ritual and magic to flow through me as the vessel that I am, the vessel of that sixth creative energy, the vessel of manifestation that you are. Allow that to flow through you, okay? And trust in the calling and the action that you are being called to take, to ritualize it, to ground it into the physical. We have to take action to bring what is in our vision and in our spirit into the physical, okay? And that's what the 6-week accountability boost camp is going to do. We're going to bring our goals and our visions of success into physical reality in 6 weeks or less, okay? That is worth so much, all right? It's going to be amazing. And the payoff of just having community and connection moving forward, and all the wisdom you get to hold from that point forward as a result of it. It's going to be amazing. All right, y'all. Also, the last thing I want to mention, take a leap of faith on yourself, take a risk, show up for yourself in ways that you are being called to, even if it feels a little scary or intimidating or uncertain, because your spirit guides are wanting you to take that leap of faith on yourself so that you can really feel the benefits of that kind of falling forward into success, falling forward into freedom, falling forward into just fun energy as well. How many F's can I find here? But we're falling into it because, it's that easy to do so. And the Starseed Saturday meditation that I posted yesterday was all about our graduation on Earth, our initiation on Earth in our leap of faith actions. Okay, so when we take a leap of faith on ourselves, we actually graduate as the mentors on Earth, and we're able to step into abundance. Okay, this is the card for the 6th energy I just was talking about, that creative energy, that 6-week accountability program, activating abundance. The 6th energy that we're working with this portal ending tomorrow and integrating it is giving us more abundance. And even the starseed energy, that meditation posted yesterday, taking a leap of faith on yourself, trusting in what you're guided to do, will also bring forth abundance. Okay, this is the bison. It's a sacred buffalo. Cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer so that I may be abundant. We're going to do a lot of, wow, as I said that, it was 6616 on the clock of this reading. You can't write this stuff. I don't even need to say anything else there. We'll leave it at that. The 6 goddess has spoken on that. I love the higher self vibe of the 6 goddess, yes. And I encourage you all, name your higher self. Name your higher self, and maybe your higher self's name changes as you evolve and change, like mine does. As I go through different things in my life, I feel my higher self's alter ego shift. And right now, she's very much the 6 goddess, also the sex goddess. We'll get to that later. I have a whole Sex and Synergy podcast that I'm starting that we're going to be talking about sex magic and creativity and synergy and sex and kundalini energy and just all the things about that, sensual exploration. So that's another thing for later, but you can follow us on Instagram, Sex N, then the letter N, Synergy, Sex in Synergy, okay, on Instagram. But I'll talk more about that later. But I'm just loving this six goddess vibe from my higher self, and so I'm encouraging you all to tap into the name of your higher self for more activation of it as well. All right, let's finish everything up here with some astrological influences. We talked about the 6 codes for tomorrow, 6/6/2022 being a 666 day tomorrow. It is a Monday, a moon day, which is also moon energy is all about intuition and creativity as well. So even more creative manifestation, power, and intuitive communication with the Gemini energy and the 6 energy there. The 6 is the pregnant woman as well. So that's where we get the conception energy, whatever we conceive and we kind of manifest. So setting a lot of intentions tomorrow with your intuition and what you want to create in your life will be really powerful to manifest the receiving of it. And of course, being open to receive and clearing any wounds around receiving is going to be helpful tomorrow as well. That's why all these messages have come through, okay? So remembering the codes of the 6 tomorrow and activating that. Maybe you sign up for the 6-week accountability boost camp tomorrow to activate that 6 energy even more and really spiral that into a successful, abundant connection for you. A really strong leap of faith on yourself to step into your goals and accelerate your accountability. Then on an astrological level, we are in that Saturn retrograde right now, and we're going to be there for a little bit. I think a few months, actually, a couple months, I want to say. And so just recognizing for 4 months, yeah, we're going to be in Saturn retrograde. So just recognizing how we are being called to set more boundaries, to connect to our true self, and also to receive the tough lessons to help us mature, which is also why it's so powerful to step into accountability and responsibility with that Saturn retrograde right now, which is why when we're doing that during the Saturn retrograde, that 6-week accountability program, we're also really activating some powerful energy with that as well. So this is going to be just ultimately the best thing, I swear. And I purposely made it an affordable exchange for everybody so that I could really show up and service those of you who are needing that kind of courtesy. So definitely take advantage. And if you need a payment plan, you can do a couple payments of 300 and change, and that will also probably serve you in a way as well if you need it. All right, so then on the 10th of June, we are going to have Mercury in Taurus, trine Pluto in Capricorn, where we are going to be called to take the lead and honor our potential. So really allowing ourselves to ground into leadership, really letting ourselves see our highest, purest, positive potential and to do what we need to do to step into that fully, okay? And to use the wisdom that we're gaining to step into that fully. That's on the 10th, okay? Then the next day, the 11th, Venus is in Taurus. So our positive pleasure and love energy is grounded into Taurus. Also kind of going a little slow with that. So knowing Taurus kind of likes to take its time. So Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus, another Taurus placement. We may have some surprise visits from loved ones, or we may feel some unexpected money coming in with that Taurus energy. Practical money that you've been working at over time, showing up for you kind of unexpectedly, like maybe something you forgot you were even investing in, kind of showing up and saying, hey, that investment's finally paying off. Here's the beautiful, abundance from it. So let's pull a quick card on the astrological influences real quick. Anything that we missed there that Spirit wants us to be aware of, and then we will pull some summary cards to close. Universal Christ consciousness is also part of our 6th code activation. Universal Christ is all about this awareness of our human self in connection to our cosmic self, as above, so below. 6 energy is really in alignment to that because the 6 is a communicator. It is the Gemini energy, the 6th month of the year, and it is helping us to communicate with the heavens, the cosmos, and bringing that down to the earth. And that allows us to have a universal Christ consciousness, having that wisdom of up above and so below. Okay, so that and all of these other astrological influences, taking our leadership, honoring our potential, stepping into more love and abundance through manifestation and conscious co-creation, performing miracles with our cosmic and Christ consciousness. That is what these astrological influences are bringing us this week. So notice how that shows up in your life, okay? All right, finally, we're going to finish out with 3 summary cards of this week. How are you all feeling? Thank you all for rocking with me for this a little bit longer reading today, but it's so worth it to really get all these codes and awarenesses of this energy so we can use it to our best ability and step into greatness. Let's see what the beginning of the week holds for us this week from what we may still need to hear and understand. Then we got the middle of the week showing up with the Ocean Whispers card. Really love this deck. Always so nice to activate some of that energy. And then let's go ahead and speak to Goddess Isis, because she is such a manifesting goddess. She is also a cosmic queen. She is also a transmuting force. We talked a lot about transmutation this week as well. Change, transmutation, falling forward, surrender, manifestation. Those are the themes this week, creativity. So what does Goddess Isis have for us for this end of the week vibration? Give it to us, Goddess. Pillar of light, yes, pillar of light burning bright, earth star below, soul star above. That's as above, so below, what we were just talking about. Burn away all that is not light, transform all into unconditional love. That's the transmutation. Star of Isis descend, your blessing and peace without end, that abundance, that no cap, that no limiting belief to your abundance and your potential. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection, that divine alignment, that surrender, that falling forward energy, the pillar of light, burning bright. Wow, literally a poem about everything we spoke about in the message, summarizing it so well. I literally went to the end of the week card like really quick. Did you see how I just jumped ahead? That was the end of the week card to summarize everything, y'all. Let me go ahead and see what we have for the beginning and middle of the week. Beginning of the week card is power. Activating our power, our creative power through that portal of manifestation, that divine energy, 6 codes tomorrow, and delivered to you straight from me, the 6 goddess herself, with all these 6 activations with my solar return tomorrow, a 33 being 6. I'm so excited. So we're activating power, we're activating soul power, creative power, mission in our life, and the way in which we're meant to serve the world in a powerful way, not in an egoic way, not in a domineering way, not in a hierarchical way, but in a servicing way, in a grace way, in a selfless way, okay? Middle of the week card, every step counts. This is honoring the journey, letting us know that it's important to take the steps. It's important not to skip ahead like I did right here with Goddess Isis, because if you do, then you miss the important message about power and enjoying the journey. So every step counts. It says there is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Breathing deeply and fully to help you consider your options, okay? Every step counts. Take your time. And then finally, end of the week card, that pillar of light burning bright, earth star above, earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis descend. Your peace and blessings without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced in divine perfection. Okay? That is our message this week. Remember to fall forward. Fall forward, not fall backward. Fall forward into change and productivity and success and manifestation of your greatness. Fall forward into accountability. Fall forward into turning your life around, your week around, your month around, your year around, with positive thoughts and manifestation, and learning how to do so with the support you may need to. All right? Reach out to me if you need me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, for any interest in the 6-week boost camp, accountability boost camp. Also, you get a 6-month forecast for that. So for those of you who are interested in the 6-month forecasts that are always showing up for this season on sale, definitely consider that as an option, because you're going to get so much more out of your 6-month forecast by working with that in your accountability 6-week boost camp, okay? Imagine the magic that can occur when you work the energy of your 6-month forecast customized to that accountability boost camp, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing, okay? And if you're interested, send me an email, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in the Intuitive Luminary Course and Coaching Program, I still have 3 spots available. That is a 6-month coaching opportunity, which is really, really deep and self-reflective and intensive on your healing and spiritual journey and growth. So really, really powerful as well. All right, loves, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you soon. I'll be sending some e-list messages out shortly about more deals throughout this week and month. The Gemini season deals showing up throughout this entire season. I love you all so much. Thank you for vibing with me, and I will see you again soon. Peace.